Alright, so in a way this is kind of part 2 to the video I just posted about Doreen Virtue, about, not talking about UAP, UFO as Christians and just kind of ignoring it. Here is yet another reason of why it's important. I have talked about this before quite a bit, but energy is implicated a lot in this subject. Now again, I don't know the full truth about UAP. Is it demonic? Is some of it demonic? What's U.S. military? There have been claims about reverse engineering under oath and so on and so on. But energy has been implicated, and the Department of Energy has been implicated a ton. So even lately, like David, I just heard something new from David Grush. I don't know where he was speaking, but man, he's been out more and more lately. And of course, June 9th is coming up. There's a big event with him involved. But I just saw a video clip of him talking about energy, very recent. That was very important. But anyway, so I'm just gonna, maybe not read this whole thing. Let's just see. Non-human, or wherever this comes from, even if it's just all human-made technology could change energy markets overnight. Now, again, in context, the Doreen Virtue thing, this is one reason why it's important. You can't ignore this as a Christian. If this changes our world, if this changes, propulsion, how we travel, it's going to, you can't as a Christian just, I'm just going to, ignore it and just put everything under a rug and, it's stupid. And now let's say we discover that this is at least claimed to be life from another planet, and this technology does start to roll out, or maybe we know that it is angelic or demonic or whatever, then we have to have those discussions. Like, should we still use it if it came from demons? And my argument would be like, well, if it's in God's creation and it's possible to do, then it's God's creation. Doesn't matter how it was, who used it for what. So anyway, just things to talk about. And I could have my mind changed about that as well. But anyway, journalist Ross Coulthart, if there is technology that has been developed from acquired non-human technology, for example, the capacity to draw unlimited amounts of energy through an understanding of quantum science that, at least in the public domain, has not yet been fully explained, would be an absolute ontological shock, not just to humanity, but particularly to the markets. Now, again, you can't ignore that as a human being, much less a Christian, or vice versa, however you want to word that. You can't ignore that. And I just don't understand this. Like, as Christians, we shouldn't talk about this subject at all, because it doesn't affect us at all. Just ignore it. It doesn't make any sense. Furthermore, let's just read on. If you think about the dominance of fossil fuels, hydrocarbons, and the way in which the incredible power of the fossil fuel industry, the oil industry, influences just about every company in America, where we get our energy, how we drive our propulsion systems, everything could change overnight. And just a funny note, when that, it says fossil fuels, I kind of say that word fast because we make fun of it in my family all the time, how I say certain words. I can't really pronounce that word very well, fuels. And we have a lot of fun with that. They say it really slow and I try to copy them and we have a blast. But if I say that weird and you're pointing it out in your mind, that's why. I just say things weird. But anyway, again, you can't escape some of this stuff. I don't care who you are, and we are going to have to reckon with this potentially as Christians. We got to stop ignoring it. Stop pretending we shouldn't talk about this. If it's demonic, well, just focus on Christ. We can't just, and there's a whole deception aspect of it too. Just let the world be deceived. Throw the world away in the sense. We're not going to combat this issue. Just let them deal with it. Just focus on Christ. Focus on the gospel. And I'm not making fun of that. I'm just making fun of it in the context of you're ignoring so much else. Does that make sense? I said that in the last video. Does that make sense? I think I explained it better then. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. What do you think?